Upfront and Outspoken with Bob Williams. If you love the Constitution,
man is not free unless government is limited.
If you love freedom,
as government expands, liberty contracts.
If you believe in personal responsibility, if you believe America is still the greatest nation on earth, then get ready for an experience you'll never forget. This is Upfront and Outspoken. Here's your host, Bob Williams.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
And welcome back. This is, of course, Bob Williams, and this is Upfront Outspoken. Glad to have you along. A couple things we want to take care of real quick before I get into what has really got me pissed off. Number one, yesterday, our own roving reporter, Harry Keaton, was at a fundraising event for Sue. Now, Sue is a barrel racing horse that needs surgery very badly, life-saving surgery. And we are encouraging everyone out there, please help this family out. If you love horses, you love the majesty, the beauty of these great animals, then you are going to want to help Sue. Give Babette a call, 918-658-5646. Find out from Sue how you can help. Please, we encourage you. Please get involved. Get involved. Help these people raise the money they need to save Sue's life, because that's exactly what it is. Looking at your weather for today, patchy dense fog before 10 a.m., otherwise becoming sunny, high near 87 degrees. For tonight, clear, low around 61 degrees. And for your Tuesday, sunny with a high near 86 degrees. So there you go. There's your weather and all that happy horse stuff out of the way. All right, now, you want to know what's got me mad? What's got me really pissed off here? A man who was shot after authorities say he beheaded one woman and attacked another at an Oklahoma food processing plant from which he had been fired has regained consciousness and was interviewed by detectives on Saturday. Alton Nolan, 30, remains hospitalized in stable condition after Thursday's attack at the Vaughn Foods plant in the Oklahoma City suburb of Moore, Oklahoma. Now, if you do not know what Moore, Oklahoma is, this is the second thing that's really hit Oklahoma bad. Number one, a little while back, they had a devastating tornado that went through, and then now this. Yes, now this. And a spokesperson for the Oklahoma City Islamic group said Saturday that Nolan was a frequent worshiper at a mosque the group maintains, and that he remembers the suspect as a little weird. He was a nice, quiet, low-key guy, the director of information for the Islamic Society of Greater Oklahoma City said. He acted a little odd, Mohammed said, though he added that Nolan's behavior never raised any red flags. Mohammed said Nolan began worshiping at one of the group's mosques in May. Lewis said Nolan was fired right before the attack, and that he then drove from the building that houses the company's human resources department to its main distribution center. Once inside, he attacked 54-year-old Colleen Hufford with a knife in the center's administration office area, eventually severing her head, according to police. Nolan then attacked and repeatedly stabbed 43-year-old Tracy Johnson before Mark Vaughn, a reserve sheriff's deputy and the company's chief operating officer, shot him. All right, this is what the police had to say.
In the process of being terminated, as he was terminated, he drove to the front of the business, running into a vehicle, exited his vehicle, entered the business, where he encountered the first victim, Colleen Hufford. He did kill Colleen and did sever her head. He then encountered a second victim, who is Tracy Johnson, and began assaulting her with the same weapon. A short time after that, Mark Vaughn, who is the chief operating officer of Vaughn Foods and is also a Oklahoma County Reserve deputy, confronted Nolan and at that time shot him and stopped the threat and the assault that was taking place. After conducting interviews with co-workers of Nolan, information was obtained that he recently started trying to convert some of his co-workers to the Muslim religion. It should be noted this off-duty deputy definitely saved Tracy's life. This was not going to stop if he didn't stop it. So, I mean, we are looking at him. He's obviously a hero in this situation. It's very tragic that someone did lose their life, but it could have gotten a lot worse. This guy definitely was not going to stop. He didn't stop until he was shot.
And that's the latest that came out Saturday from the Oklahoma Police Department. Now, you're asking me, all right, Bob, you know, we have a, you're going to say, a lot of you are going to say, well, that's just a workplace incident where it's violent. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't buy that argument one damn bit. This is a guy who decided to take radicalized Islam and put it to effect. Isn't that the same thing that is going on with this ISIS, this Islamic State, as they now want to be called? They don't want to be called ISIS or ISIL. Isn't that exactly what this guy did? He took the beliefs of this radicalized group. And mind you, if you remember in the report I gave, this guy is only 30 years old. The same demographics that ISIS has been recruiting. So how do we know that this particular guy did not decide on his own to follow the groups in ISIS? How do we know? We don't, do we? We don't know. And of course, oh my God, of course, we're going to hear all the Muslims say, "Oh, this is just an incident that we're none of us could account for. And, that's not the way it is. That's not our religion. That's not the people we are. This is totally against our beliefs." Well, wrong answer there too, folks. Wrong answer. I read the Quran. Although they want you to believe, for more than once that Islam is a religion of peace and love and understanding and all that happy horse shit. I'm sorry, it's not. And Nolan proves my point. Nolan is a homegrown terrorist. So why don't we call the incident that happened in Moore, Oklahoma for what it is? It's not a workplace anger situation. This is a terroristic act on American soil. So why don't we call it as we see it? And then people are going to sit to tell me for what I'm about ready to say next. They're going to go, "Oh, you can't say that." All right, here's what I've got. It was brought up to me that why don't we sell tickets to watch this guy being beheaded, just like he did to his victim. No trial, no jury, no appeals, nothing. My honest opinion is this guy should have the same thing happen to him that he did. Sever his head, cut it off. Show the world what kind of a baby he really is when he faces the axe, so to speak. Let's show the world. Now people are going to be out there whining and crying and bellyaching and moaning and going, he has rights, Bob. He has rights. Well, my comment to that will be, what about the victim's rights? Didn't she have rights that were taken away from her without a jury? Didn't she have rights? Didn't she have the right to live, to be with her family, to be with her loved ones? Didn't she have that right? And this son of a bitch took it away. This son of a bitch took it upon himself to become a radicalized Muslim and cut off her head. What about her rights? So therefore, he shouldn't have any rights, should he? So let's do the same thing to him. Let's cut off his head. Let's cut it off. And like I said, there's going to be the bleeding hearts out there say, oh my God, you got to protect his rights. You have to protect his rights. You got to give him a trial by jury. Then you got the appeals process. Then you got the lethal injection, which is too goddamn good for this guy. It's too good for him. You're going to sit there and give him a lethal injection. You're going to put this guy to sleep. And then he's going to pass into wherever, in my book, to hell. You're going to send this guy to hell sleeping. Well, that gal that he cut her head off was wide awake, folks. Wide awake. And you can't tell me she didn't scream in pain. So why can't we do the same thing to this guy? Make him beg for his life. It ain't going to do any damn good, of course. But do to him the exact same thing that he did to her. Cut his goddamn head off. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, you're out there probably telling me, Bob, you're so full of hate. I'm full of hate for this guy because of what he did. He showed that, guess what? What is going on over in the Mideast right now with IS, the Islamic State, is now starting to come here home. This is not an act of workplace violence. This is a outright act of terrorism. It was designed to scare people. It was designed to put fear into people. And that is exactly what it did. Moore, Oklahoma is not that far away from me, about an hour, hour and a half's drive. That's all it is, about an hour and a half's drive. Moore, Oklahoma is recovering from a devastating tornado that leveled large swaths of the town. And now they have to deal with this. They have to deal with terrorism. Oklahoma City, remember the bombing of the federal building? Now this? How many acts of terrorism is it going to take for everybody to wake up and realize this is exactly what is going on? These are not acts of workplace violence. This is an act of terrorism. And this guy, this Nolan, deserves no less than what he did to his victim. Not one penny less. So let's save the taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars by going through trial, by going through appeals, by going through the appeal process, which could eventually maybe end up in the Supreme Court, by prolonging this asshole's life. And then, even then, he'll get lethal injection. He'll be put to sleep. You know, slumberland. And then he'll pass on. No. I want this son of a bitch to pay. I want him to feel the pain. Then he can go to his maker or go to hell, as far as I'm concerned, and say, you know, here's my head and my hand. Now what am I going to do about this? That's what's going to happen. There's no way this guy, I mean, come on. Give me a break. Give me a break. The Muslim, the people that believe in Islam and believe in the Muslim religion as a religion of peace, of harmony, of all the love. Oh, come on. Give me an effing break here. Shut the front door. Oh, I can get you hundreds of people that'll come on air and tell you the exact thing that this religion is. Muhammad was not a nice guy. You know, face it. Muhammad was not a nice guy, and he's the one that wrote this book. In it, throughout this book, you see acts of violence, passage upon passage, verse upon verse, chapter upon chapter, where all they want you to do is violent acts, and yet they proclaim that this is a religion of peace. So what is it? Do as I say, not as I do? Isn't that what an old adage that's going on out there? Do as I say, not as I do. So if I go out and behead you, no, I'm going to preach you love, but behind the sidelines, I want you to go kill people. Because Muhammad even said right out that if anyone that does not believe his religion, they are infidels to be killed. That is in the Quran, folks. You don't believe me? Go find out for yourself. It is in the Quran. If you are an unbeliever of Muhammad and the Islamic religion, then you are an infidel. And according to Muhammad, you deserve no less than death. Now, is this a religion of peace? No. Don't hand me that BS. It's far from a religion of peace. And time and verse after verse after verse, they want you to kill people that do not believe in that religion. They do not want you to, they don't want you to sit there and do nothing. They want you to go kill the infidel. That would mean Christians, Catholics, Jews, Buddhists, Hindus, anyone who does not believe in Islam and Muslim religion, you are destined for death. That's exactly what you're going to be headed for. That is exactly what Muhammad wants you to do. He wants you to kill people. That is a jihad. That is a jihad. And that is what is going on now. That's what this guy, this Nolan, believes in. This is what he believes in. And the pastor, this Muhammad, said he's been there since May. He acted a little weird. Well, if he acted weird from the start, why the hell didn't you report him? Oh, that's right. They're a religion of peace. Oh, give me a effing break. They're not a religion of peace. And I can get experts, both sides of the table. And I'll tell you what, you watch. If I could get both of these experts on at the same time, you watch the fireworks fly. You watch and see for yourself. And then you can come up with a real decision. This is not a religion of peace. This is a religion of hate for the infidel. If you do not believe in Muhammad and Allah, you are a infidel. Well, then I'm a damn infidel. I'm proud of it. But this guy, this Nolan character, who beheaded a innocent lady because she refused to go against her religious convictions and convert to Islam, was beheaded. So like I said, my advice, avoid the trial by jury. Save the taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars. This guy deserves absolutely no less than what he gave her. And with that, it is time for me to get on out of here. Stay tuned, because coming up here at the bottom of the hour, of course, the great Ed Till. And I'll be back tomorrow, 6 a.m., same time, talking about a whole lot more. Until tomorrow, take care of yourselves.